What's up? What's up? What is up? It's another Friday, another opportunity to get together and record. The thing known as the Ball Hog Sports Talk. You know what that is. That's where sports, business, and entertainment collide. We got the whole crew in the building. It's always good we have the whole crew in the building. Today's episode is going by the title of At the Intersection. That's right, At the Intersection. And the reason we are doing this episode at the intersection, again, this is known as at the intersection of sports, business, and entertainment, but we are at the intersection of the climax of sports, where all of these phenomenal live sports experiences come together. You got NFL, you got college football, you got NBA, you got NHL just starting, you got MLB coming to an end, you got the WNBA just came to an end. I'm talking about you got anything and everything that you want in sport. And so we're going to celebrate it today. We're going to point out some of the highlights that are at the intersection. We're going to do it the only way we know how. That's rough, rugged, and raw. It's going to be sports. It's going to be business. It's going to be entertainment, because it's when three businessmen get together and discuss sports in an entertaining fashion. It's the Ball Hog Sports Talk coming to you. Get you a big old tall mug of coffee. Spike it with whatever you want to spike it with. It's Friday. It's the Ball Hog Sports Talk. Let's go. Wake up, wake up, wake up, and stay woke. Because this is the Ball Hog Sports Talk with your boy, B Brown, ESQ, a.k.a. the Ball Hog, a.k.a. the Mouth of the South. This is the place where sports, business, and entertainment collide. And we're going to give it to you rough, rugged, and raw. So come get you a spoonful, like some grits with butter and salt. You know how we do it in the South, y'all. Make sure you do not get caught in your feelings. Strap on your seatbelt and enjoy the ride. Come on, let's go, 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 go. Once again, it's on. Once again, it is on. Fellas. Yeah, I'm talking about all the fellas. We got the whole crew in the building today. Man, happy Friday. Welcome to the intersection. We about to do this thing, baby. You know who it is. We have the whole crew in the building from the Mid-Coast, the one that is about to get real brisk out this thing. Windy City itself, the man, the myth, the legend, thou who shall be respected and intergalactically known as the Big Flow Show. What's up, my brother?
What it do, man. Before I start, I want to wish a happy 15th anniversary to my wife's 35th birthday. I mean, really, you're at the prime of your life. You just got to celebrate it over and over and over again.
You better be careful giving out ages in here.
I'm just saying, sometimes
even some of us who aren't that good at math can figure that one out.
I'll tell you, I never thought I'd wake up and tell you that my wife is 50. Man. If I knew this was going to happen, I don't know, man. 50?
You acting grown, boy. You saying the age and everything, you acting grown, boy.
Hey, man, look here, man. You are the company you keep. And what does that make me if my wife is 50?
Someone
I ain't married. I didn't marry no cougar now. I married me the spring chicken. So I'm feeling real old. My back hurt. It's her birthday. My back hurt. Is
your
that
back hurt?
Yeah. My shoulder hurt. I need it.
I love it. So
happy birthday, baby. Love you.
Crew, happy birthday, Miss Florima.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, happy birthday to you.
Wake up. Man. I know she's asleep probably still. You know, old people sleep late. So we got to keep it down.
That's what
she can't hear too good, no way, right? So
happy birthday! What do you give her for her birthday? Another early recording of the Ball Hog Sports Talk.
No doubt to wake your monkey ass up. But yeah, we just went to Jamaica. I just came back from Jamaica, man, eating beef patties and jerk chicken and all that. That's how we celebrated her 50.
Right on.
But I did it while she was still 49, before she was too old to hang out. You know what I'm talking about?
I love it, man. I love it, man. Thoughtful, man. Happy birthday to her, man. Salute.
Happy birthday, Laura.
And then the rest of the crew is all in the building too. And the rest being just the three of us. We got the man, the myth, the legend from the other coast that is on the east side. Thou who shall be respected as everything, anything, Beantown, Mr. Boston himself. I know you're excited about the NBA star. My man, ETP Els, the producer. Good morning, my brother.
Good morning. Good morning. Mourning is the key term. I am mourning the loss of one of our light-skinned brothers. Big Flo comes back from Jamaica, trying to be dark-skinned. So it is a good morning. I'm mourning the loss.
I did notice that today, man.
I got some of y'all in me, man. I can do it both ways.
Dark skinned in you.
Yeah, I'm like a swing state. You know what I'm saying? I can go whichever way, man, because you don't ever know. So I'm a cusp.
Love it, fellas. So the energy is already in the building because it's that time of year, baby. This is what we've been waiting on. We endured the summer and watched things that we wouldn't normally watch. Right? We did that. We sacrificed.
I survived.
We survived it for this moment, fellas. This is it, baby. Anything that is sports related, live sports, especially while you still got the strike going on. So your favorite sitcom is still trying to figure out their situation. Live sports is in the center of the universe in terms of everything and anything we're doing right now. Every sport imaginable is on TV. We at the intersection, baby. And the definition at the intersection, you can be at the intersection of 4th and 38th or whatever. It's probably hard to do that. But you can be at the intersection from a street standpoint. But, we get deeper than that. We get deeper than that on Ball Hawk Sports Talk. It's a phrase also to describe between two places, ideas or concepts. And like we do every time, man, we got to talk about being in between two places of some of those ideas and concepts when it comes to sports, business, and entertainment. And what better way to do that than to start with last night's game, Thursday Night Football, NFL. If you don't have Amazon Prime, you didn't watch it. That in itself is at the intersection of business, but also access, right? It's like business. I get the business sense behind doing it. But man, it feels odd to not be able to just turn on the TV and watch a Thursday night game. Am I tripping? I know we talked about this Amazon Prime thing, and I'm because of the way my wife shops, I am an Amazon Prime guy, but it feels weird not to be able to just watch the game.
I boycotted Thursday Night Football last year for that very reason. I feel like it should always be on network TV. I felt like ESPN is about as far as you can go because pretty much have that, but I thought it should be on network television. I boycotted it, but then the went on strike. No more TV shows. Reggie's tuning in on Thursday night.
You turn it. So do you think the NFL, because while I think it's at the intersection, did they know at some point you'll figure it out, you'll get there, or because Amazon Prime and how we shop from an e-commerce standpoint is so prevalent that it might be non-issue soon because we all gonna have Amazon ETP. I know that you're a guy who this is your space, man. I've struggled with this. I want to just be able to watch the game, and I don't feel like the stipulation that I need to be an Amazon Prime member should be connected to me being able to watch football.
I mean, it's Monday Night Football's on ESPN. Like, that's not basic TV. That's not network television. You got to pay for cable. Go to the bar, man.
That's what we did yesterday. We started off at the bar.
Thank you.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I did too.
I don't know.
It's no different. You're paying for access. The ESPN. Once things went away from, what was it? ABC, Monday Night Football. Now Monday Night Football is on ESPN. It's cable, so it's no different.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but it just seems as though, man, the NFL having found every penny on the planet to put in their pocket. At some point, just give us football. Can't we just watch football?
Wasn't it on, Twitter at some point a couple years ago?
They had some. That was terrible. They had it, yeah.
On Twitter.
They did. They had it. It was a simultaneous. Yeah, you could access some things through Twitter. You could. Whatever that deal was. But it was then on TV. Now it's Amazon Prime or nothing. I think they've raised the stakes a little bit.
Well, also Sunday Ticket. Isn't Sunday Ticket on YouTube now, right?
Yeah, but that's going outside. Like, I'm still okay with watching just the local games. And if I want to watch anything beyond that, like the Browns beat the 49ers last Sunday, then I'll go to the bar. But
So you just proved your own. You just arguing with yourself now.
I know, but Thursday night, that's the only game on. That's the only game on. That's different than the ticket.
That's why it's basketball.
The ticket's different. The ticket is like, you had to buy the Sunday ticket, so it's a different thing. You're trying to do something to break it up and get rights that we didn't grow up with. But if it's a game that's nationally televised, it should be on national TV, not Prime, not Netflix.
I get where they made the connection and how, from a business standpoint, it makes sense for them. But as a consumer, it just feels like it don't make sense for me. Now, I gave into Big Flow show. So they won. I'm sitting here complaining about it after having watched the game last night. Although last night was at the bar. I could have watched it at home too. But, man, it don't feel right. I know I'm sounding old and cranky, but that just doesn't feel right, man. And here's why. Now, there's a bit of purist in me that I tell my kids, my youth football kids, hey, man, make sure you watch football. But for them having Amazon Prime, or mom, dad having Amazon Prime, they can't watch football on Thursday night. And that or at least they can watch NFL football on Thursday nights. Hold on, let me see. What's up, Crump? Good morning to you, man. So it sold out to the mighty dollar. Again, big business runs the world and all the decisions made in it. And I guess I got to come to terms with that. You're right, Crump. I got to come to terms with that. This is where sports, business, and entertainment collide. But that intersection, to me, seems a little darker, that intersection, man. I just want to watch football. Kids want to watch football. You remember when football used to be accessible? So because it was such a part of the fabric of our country, and it's how families came together, and so kids could watch it and see themselves one day maybe being an NFL player. All of that's out the window.
Yo, I'm gonna totally go in the other direction. Like, I'm actually less of a fan of the idea that you get NFL, like it being a weekly moment of like Sunday, and then you had an amazing game Monday Night Football, like back in the day. Like it's so commoditized. Monday Night Football games are usually trash. Like the best game is Sunday night. Then you get Thursday, which is usually a throwaway. Like it's oversaturated. Like I used to really like the idea of Sunday was football, and then you got a special like hangover treat in the Monday Night Football, and that was it. But now it's just like football every day. Like they're trying to get to the point where they're gonna do it every day, and it's also tough for the players. Like short weeks and all these injuries. Like capitalism is overrunning just the NFL. Everything else, it's fine.
I mean, to combat that, though, we were, so trapped with just watching your local team. And if you move or something, you have a different team that's not the local team, you want to watch a little bit more of the NFL, especially with fantasy football these days and everybody playing these different games. You want to be able to actually see these other squads. And if you're stuck,
I'm not taking it back to your day with the TV set and when you had to listen to the game.
In the day when I was young,
my day. I used to babysit ETP back in the day. What he's trying to say. I used to his parents used to leave him with me and feel safe, is what they're trying to say. Shh, that's not nice. On a day like today, when I had to come to grips with the fact that my wife is 50 years old, you feel like you can come with me.
Oh yeah, he threw gas on that fire. He said, "Well, back in the day when
he's like, well, in your day, we're not talking about your day. when your dad, when you was 10 foil on the antenna, you talking about what my dad used to tell me to squeeze the foil." Because the game wasn't coming in good. That's what you're talking about.
You got to put on hold your left foot up.
Hold it up, man. All right, now stay there. That's why people got cancer in my day. We was a TV antennas in my generation.
So go ahead.
I just think giving a national game, giving some more national games to people, just you're trying to. This sports has been growing money wise for so long. You got to get people outside of your market to like your team. So. I think that's just what it is. For me, if the game isn't good, I just don't watch it. But I like the fact that I have an option, especially now that the TV's on strike.
Well, last night was a good game. It ended up being a great game. It ended up being a game such that came down to the last seconds. Spoiler alert. I guess it wouldn't be spoiler alert because it was live TV. So you'll hear it on ESPN or one of the networks today. Why not hear it here first? Came down to New Orleans driving. Carr makes a very nice throw. I'm talking about a beautiful throw. And unfortunately, on the other end of that was a drop pass. And so that tight end who drops the pass does a whole bunch of from that point on, he starts crying. The TVs are catching him. And I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but I had a little issue with it, man, because it reminded me, like, this past Saturday, my youngest son, they lose the game 7-0, but when it was tied 0-0, he drops a pass. So after the game, because they lost 7-0, he gets in the car, and my wife looks back and notices that he's like crying. I'm like, what you crying about? And he's like, I dropped that pass. And I go off on him. Like, man, don't cry about dropping a pass. Like, you're wasting the emotion of that moment. If you really are upset about dropping the pass, let's go back in the lab, make sure you don't drop it the next time, and use your emotions wisely. And you're going to have good plays and bad plays in football. That didn't lose the game. And I had to reflect, like, maybe I was a little too tough on him. But then I saw this guy last night crying. I'm like, no, I wasn't too tough on him. This dude is 10 minutes after the game still sitting on the sideline crying. And I just thought it became, so to get back to the topic,
extra.
It was at the intersection of, is it emotion or you want sympathy, right? Is it natural raw emotion, or at this point you're looking for sympathy? And I'll throw it to you guys, but you're going to make some plays. You're going to miss some plays in football. That's just a part of it. And no game comes down to one play, unless it comes down to one play. But at the end of the day, there's so many other plays that could have been made such that it didn't come down to the one play. I'll start with you on this one, ETP. Was that, you ain't got to tell me if I was too tough on my son, but am I being too tough on this tight end for his outwardly very public, emotional, crying and all of this because he dropped a pass, which is a part of football?
I mean, we talk about this culture of overpaid prima donna athletes who are really just focused on the commercial monetization of their talents. So if it was a legitimate expression of emotions, I want to watch people that care about the outcome of, the results of their performance, right? Like, I want to watch people that are passionate. I want to make sure that, people care and they're not just like, all right, it doesn't matter to me. I'm still getting paid. I trade 50 million for the 2 rings that I won, all of that stuff. So if it was authentic, like, I don't have a problem with it, because when we're kids and we're playing sports, that happens, right? Like, the passion and the care and the conviction around and the competitive spirit that you have, I support it, because otherwise, like, we're just watching people make money, right? Like, there's no other real motivation behind it. So when I see people that are upset, whether they express it through tears, whether they express it through breaking a locker, whatever it is, at least I know that they're about more than just, oh, well, I get to have generational wealth and I can, spend all this money and I earn this salary, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It is a business, but sports kind of blurs that line, where it should maintain some level of authenticity, where people maintain competitive kind of emotions and nature about it. So I don't have a problem with it. If it was specifically to orchestrate or to like perform that he didn't want, that he was outwardly expressive about it, then yeah, that's silly. But if it was truly his emotions, that's why we watch sport. That's what makes sports special, is that people have an emotional connection, whether it's the fans or the people on the field or court or whatever the arena is.
Now, look, and I'm going to show the play where Foster Moreau is the tight end from the Saints. And then I'll kick it to you and see what your feedback or take on this is, Big Flow Show. But in a way, I feel like my 10-year-old, now 11-year-old son handled it even better than Foster Moreau, because he at least waited till he got in the back of that car to cry. Foster Moreau sat on that sideline for a long time. And I'm not saying that the emotions themselves weren't authentic and real, but man, it just seemed performative that bro, just run to the locker room, man, and cry your heart out if you want. But even then, I'd say, man, let it go. So you use this moment to make sure you don't drop it the next time. But that I think I had the most issue with that. Let me make sure I do this. We'll see the pass and make sure that the Amazon Prime has its rights shown. I think I'm gonna do it. It's got a big old NFL shield on it. We're watching it on Twitter. This is Amazon Prime's property. I think I made all the appropriate disclaimers if it ever runs. And as we're waiting on that to run, Big Flow Show, I thought I shared it. Maybe I'm tripping, but I don't know, man. I don't know if sitting on the sidelines crying for 10 minutes move the needle. You can't get the play back. I don't know.
I mean, here's the thing. I couldn't agree with any more than with ETP than I am right now. When I was a kid, I used to love the Redskins, and I like John Riggins. I just thought he was a brute, and I like how he's just trying to run through everybody's face. Mm-hmm. And I watched him play the Raiders in the Super Bowl. I don't know what the year was, but they ended up losing us the game, and I'm sick. I'm over there boo-hooing in myself here, mad my team lost. And I'm watching all these dudes like slapping five and smiling and just all this carrying on business.
Wasn't liking it.
And I don't know, man. Why am I crying over here and you lost the Super Bowl? And you over here talking about, wait, when are we going? You going to Disneyland when you get back? We're going to go to Cancun. Since that day, I always like college football more, right? Because I like the emotion. People pay millions. The reason why sports has gotten so out of hand and how much money that people are getting paid is because as humans, we want to be moved emotionally, right? We want to feel the excitement that we don't get made in our day. We want to get we don't want the agony of defeat, but we want to have that us versus them, this safe environment to just express yourself and get excited and go over the top.
Right.
We want that. And that's why we pay this much money to go to the game and get the experience and pay these athletes all this money. It's all about moving the emotion. I like to see that they feel that same emotion. You know what I mean? I don't want to feel like it's just an act. And you know what? This man had an opportunity. Now, we don't know the business aspect of him. I don't follow that player very much. Maybe this was his last straw. Who knows? But you know what, though? He had a huge game on a chance. This was a chance for him to make his moment, score that touchdown or whatever. He let his team down. He was upset about it. I don't feel like he was overdoing anything. They just put the camera on him. And he was just sitting there, and he felt like he was reflecting. I felt for the
during
guy.
The game. I didn't think so. But there's only at that point, there's only a few seconds left in the game. They take a knee. So they take a knee. Let me go and share the screen.
He wasn't carrying on, though. He just was sitting there. Put it this way. Didn't nobody in the locker room want to talk to him?
I agree with you during the game. For me, it was after the game now.
It was going to help the guys clean up, man. He was sitting out there for a little.
Right. That's when I started come on, bro. We're doing too much now. Let's see it.
When doing nothing is doing too much. I don't know. I don't feel like he was beating up the benches, acting crazy and all that. He just sat there, man. A couple dudes got at him. He just didn't have much to say. He felt like crap. He should have caught the ball. Damn.
I mean, he definitely should have caught it.
I mean,
nice touch on the ball.
And open. That's why you here, man. He messed it up, dog. His money might be funny. You know what I'm talking about? He might be going through a lot. You never know.
That was.
Don't judge it. Everyone grieves different. My father-in-law told me this a long time ago. Everyone grieves differently.
Yeah.
We can't judge a man on how he grieves.
I guess so, man. I want him to trot your butt back to that dog in the locker room. Great game. Jags come out on top.
If you want to tell him what to do, tell him to catch the damn ball. That's what you're supposed to be telling him. What he does after he drops it.
You're going to drop passes, man.
Not those
that was my message to my son. That's my message to my man, Moreau.
Moreau, I feel you, dog. If I'd have been there, man, I probably wouldn't have hit you on the forehead or nothing, but I'd have felt you. I'd have felt your pain.
If you're going to play tight end in a league that throws the ball, if you are Travis Kelce, if you are named the number one tight end in your mind, and they're going to drop passes.
Not that pass.
You hope not in that moment. But the truth of the matter is you're going to drop passes. That's the message I told my son. You're going to drop passes, bro. Just try to minimize the number of them that you drop and move on.
All right.
You got to have short memory. So I hope that
you're the only one
bounce
on this
back.
show
I hope
that's
he
ever
gets
caught a
better.
pass in the game.
Say
So I'm
again.
gonna give you're the only one on this show that's ever caught a pass in the game. So
I don't know that. ETP, you played any receiver?
No.
Tight end?
No.
All right.
Not at all, my
Not
friend.
at all.
I've never gotten a sack in a game either. So
I had a pick, but they called it off.
You're not better than me. I'm just saying that you have more insight into dropping passes.
Just different.
That part I disagree with. I think I am better than you.
Well, sir. I don't know. But had that been my son, I'd have been out there tell y'all to give him all.
Hey, it's a tough thing, man, especially when, again, I call myself Mr. Excessive Celebration because of that play. Afterwards, people blame me for losing the game. But the truth of the matter is, no one thing loses a game. The rationality of
I try to buy into that, but yes, it does. I mean, if he catches that ball, all the other shit led up to
if he catches that ball, they have a chance to KT tie. But you don't know the outcome of the game still. Right? It's like, as fans, we say, man, that lost the game because we are irrational. The definition of fandom, we're irrational.
Yeah, but look, man.
So
at the end of the day,
stop saying Jordan is better than LeBron. Stop saying it. If moments don't matter, right? If the time of the game doesn't matter, then there's no comparison between LeBron and
I'm not doing
Jordan.
that with you. I'm not going down there.
No, I'm just saying right now. The reason why we can go there is because moments matter.
But nobody hits a game-winning shot and then be like, let's not celebrate that person. We'll just talk about how the first quarter was super important to the outcome of this game.
Moments matter.
I think people win games.
To come back. You guys are right there. The game's on the line. They called your number. We need you right now. This all sins of all that happened in this game are forgiven. They don't mean anything. Catch the fucking ball. Great call. Great pass. Nobody's there. Dropped it. But
if that moment will make you a hero, that moment also has to make you the scapegoat. Like if it'll make you a hero. Like if he caught the ball, if you hit the game winner, if you hit you kick the game winner field, whatever it is, if it's successful, that won the game. If it's unsuccessful, now it's like, oh well, that one play wasn't going to determine the outcome. We know that.
Hey, whoever invented that phrase you're talking about, son had just fucked up some shit. You know what I'm saying? And they came up with that new phrase everybody jumps on. Well, it was at that point. All points are the same.
One play don't lose the game. You might be right.
Yes, sir.
You might be right. Absolutely. So maybe I'm the softy.
The game of inches.
I'm the softy in this one. Let's great game though, man. Jags, shout out to the Jags. Can't believe that the Jags are actually like winning games. I did think Carr looked good last night in moments, but he was playing with a growing injury. I thought a great game for the NFL. Shout out to start off this week, whatever week, what are we in, week 8? To start off week 8 or week 7, whatever week we're in. Great first game, Thursday Night Football. Let's hop into some other football, man, because Coach Prime, somehow, some way, I don't know, inexplicably, after losing to Stanford, a team that was woefully bad, and a team that was not woefully bad just prior to the Colorado game, but woefully bad in the first half, such that Colorado was up 29-0, such that people were taking selfies and posting them at halftime. That same Stanford team came back and beat inexplicably Colorado. Yet, Coach Prime and his Colorado Buffaloes have another primetime slot this Saturday against UCLA. And we talked about the Coach Prime effect. I don't think everyone is loving it. The odds-on favorite to win the Heisman right now, Penix from Washington, and the Huskies got snubbed for that primetime spot, and Coach Prime got it instead. And we're sort of at this intersection of whether or not, and that's why so many people hate Coach Prime, right? There are a lot of people who celebrated that they lost that game. All week, it's been people doing happy dances because they lost that game. But we are kind of at that intersection of, are we going too far? Is the sideshow taking over the main event? Because there's no other rational reason why undefeated Washington, with a Heisman Trophy favorite, wouldn't get the primetime slot over UCLA, which I think is UCLA number 25, playing now in unranked Colorado. Are we moving too far in this prime effect on Colorado?
It's all about dollars.
I mean, what game do you want to watch? I want to watch Colorado. Like, come on.
Even after the Stanford debacle?
Yeah.
I still
You want to watch Colorado
absolutely.
for football purposes, you want to watch Colorado?
Yes.
How many Washington games have you watched this year?
I watched the end of the game when they came back against Oregon. I didn't watch the whole game.
I mean,
And that
look,
was 8 versus 9. That was whatever, and you still couldn't bring yourself to watch the whole game because you don't care.
No, I think there was another game going on at the same time.
How many Colorado games have you watched this year?
I've watched everyone else.
Yeah. So why are we talking about?
And you've been satisfied.
I really don't like
and you've
just
been
counseling.
and you have been satisfied as a
This
as
clickbait.
A viewer.
So right now, that story topic was clickbait. So you don't even care. Nobody
I don't
cares.
like how you did that, counselor. What I'm saying is, I might be guilty of it too. Maybe I'm a sideshow Bob type dude. I'm Bob, and I like the sideshow. I'm not saying I'm above this thing that we're doing. What I'm saying is that how do you make that decision if you got the Heisman Trophy favorite or an unranked Colorado versus 25?
It's a very simple math equation.
Everybody want to watch Prime.
Who's gonna watch more? How many people will watch Washington play Stanford versus Colorado play anybody?
Fair. But Stanford just beat them, and I get it, man. Look, I'm answering my own question, but I feel guilty.
What's Coach Prime going to do now after coming off this loss?
Right.
Everybody
no matter what.
Right. I can't wait to
prime
see
time.
it. But I'm
Must-see
guilty
TV.
of it too. I'm guilty of it too, man. Something about him, man. He's magnetic. Something about Shedeur. Something about my guy Travis. It's like, it is, man. Travis Hunter he got killed last week by that receiver from Stanford.
Yeah.
He had 300 yards. Caught
the
an
thing.
amazing play to win the game. And yet, I can't wait to see Travis Hunter again this week. I don't know what it is about
That's
Colorado.
the thing. That's the thing. No matter what the outcome of the game is, it's always exciting. Like every game they played has been exciting, no matter what the outcome was. So you want to watch it, especially like if you don't care what happens. Like if you're not even rooting for Colorado to win or to lose,
Just want to see.
It's your best bet to watch some good football because
it's in LA, so you can imagine it's in the Rose Bowl. Imagine the number of celebrities that are going to be at this game. Yeah, I can't wait to see it. But I'm really trying to challenge myself. Like, wait a minute, man. UCLA is average at best. We showed it. They've seen it recently. That was fool's gold because everyone thought this was UCLA. That's not really. They're not that good. And Colorado is way better than they were last year. Not nearly as good as they will be ultimately. They're mid-grade too. They're mid-grade at best. Yet I can't wait to see it because every celebrity known to mankind gonna be at the game. Coach Prime, man, yo, shout out to you, brother. I don't know how you did it, but you got a fan here. I'll be watching. That's for sure.
I think I'm gonna say something blasphemous right now, but like Notre Dame's on national television, prime slot every week, regardless of who they're playing.
Get your point.
Yeah, what you saying here, man?
I'm just saying, you're saying like as if there should be different decisions being made. I understand there's contracts and all that, but what are we talking about?
Mid-grade. We're better than mid-grade, though. Listen,
objection relevance?
Not all the time.
Not all the time. Fair. Very fair. This year, I should have qualified that. This year.
Be careful,
that's actually forced. That's
you better be careful.
Agreement.
I don't know where you're trying to go with this little line of talking, man, but be careful, man.
But since you brought it up,
I know how to get you. We know we got people in New Jersey. You know what I mean? Talking about
Notre Dame.
We just beat it. Well, we got let's
is the reason why Penix is the odds-on favorite to win the Heisman because they relegated Caleb Williams to you ain't gonna win it this year, dog.
Nah, player.
Go Irish, man. They dominated them, man. Three interceptions, man. 3 interceptions, man. Now I did think that because Notre Dame fans rushed the field. Notre Dame USC is a rivalry. It was a great game. It was the 4th of 4 straight weeks of primetime games to ETP's point, but also the 4th of 4 straight undefeated ranked teams. And USC, beginning of the year, everyone thought USC would be the best of those 4 undefeated unranked teams
until
Saturday night. But I thought the Notre Dame fans, when they're rushing the field, they had this one undergrad student, I'm assuming undergrad student, has his phone, he's rushed the field, he says to Caleb Williams, "Show me them nails now, bitch." I'm like, that's a little too far, man.
Did he say that?
He did, yeah. Yeah, show me your nails now, bitch.
If Caleb bowed him, would that be within his right to give him
I think that he should have. Now, Caleb's got way too much money to lose.
Got so much in his
man,
space.
I feel like you should get at least 30 seconds in the cage to beat that little man's ass. Like, really? I just lost the game. And you not only are on the field where you're not supposed to be, you found me. I ain't messing with you. And you have the audacity to refer to me and my nails, but you refer to me as bitch. Show me your nails now, bitch. I'm like, oh man, I would have been okay with Caleb Williams.
I would have been Caleb would have snuffed him, at least mush faced him. I'd have been cool with it.
I think he should have been able
face,
to.
Man.
There's got to be a rule in there. Rule 803.2b. I can mush a man who walks up to me, asks me about my nails, and call me a bitch after losing a game. There should be a rule there.
In front of all these people.
Too far. Too far, Notre Dame fan.
I never heard that the verbals that came out. I just saw the selfie, and I thought that was too much.
No, he showed me your nails now, bitch.
Russell Westbrook would never allow that to happen.
No. He wouldn't stood for
Straight up. That's why I like Westbrook. People like that, Pat Beverly, Westbrook, whoever, Dennis Rodman. I like people that take matters to their own hands. Ron Artest.
LeBron would have had him escorted out of the building. Yeah. LeBron would have called the police.
Peacefully.
I love LeBron. LeBron, hey, somebody come get him, man.
He had the man fired. What we're going to do is work on your severance package. Yeah. You will no longer be working there.
LeBron got to swing on somebody.
Let's go with although Caleb Williams lost the game, USC came up short. Caleb Williams proposed what might be a very interesting concept. He might get a F- on the timeliness of it because it's after they lost the game. And maybe it was just disclosed after they lost the game. But it has been reported from the Caleb Williams camp, whatever that is, whoever that might be, that he's expecting not only whoever drafts him, which will be the first pick, to give him a lucrative contract. He's thinking about opting out of the lucrative contract, also probably related to NIL. He got money already. Instead, he wants part ownership of the team. I have talked about this ad nauseum, and when players start talking about ownership as a part of their contractual negotiations when it comes to CBAs, I think that this is where I love the fact that this is a conversation. Not certain that this is the sport, NFL, or the player, Caleb Williams, to be having it. But I'm glad we're discussing it. What do you guys think? Is Caleb Williams out of his mind? We can talk about that quickly. But the concept itself, because we are in this episode of At the Intersection, we are at this intersection where college players are essentially pros. So his negotiation tactic, we're at this intersection of him now basically being a pro in college. So the lure of being the number one pick doesn't have the same luster that it once did. Is this the time, even if this isn't the player, is this the moment where ownership is on the table in terms of contractual relationship? I'll start with you on this one, ETP.
So you don't get what you don't ask for. So I guess it's worth I mean, I appreciate the idea of pushing this conversation forward. I don't think that you're ever going to get a situation where you're getting ownership in any corporation that's fully established without fully establishing yourself as a valuable asset to contribute or partner with that organization. So I love the innovation behind it. I love the entrepreneurial spirit behind it, but you're in no position. You just threw 3 interceptions and got mopped by Notre Dame. And a fumble. So, like, you're asking your stock is probably at the lowest point it's been all season. And that's when you're trying to sell high. So, for me, it doesn't make sense. And this opportunity, I think, comes to, like Jordan was a minority owner when he went to the Wizards after he had established himself as the greatest player in the history of basketball. And that was like a bit of a struggle and a fight for him to even get to that
and
point.
It's never happened again.
And it's never happened again. Like LeBron still does not own any part of any team. But I think it's an interesting idea.
LeBron does. It's just not the team
that
he's on.
In the NBA.
Yeah, that's the crazy.
NBA,
he owns
NBA team, right?
Chelsea or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, he owns a pickleball team. Like,
but
he has a part ownership in the Yankees and the Red Sox.
He owns all kind of stuff.
And
he still doesn't own the Lakers.
But he doesn't own the team that he plays for.
No.
Well, let me ask you this, because I want to play devil's advocate a little bit. I think the Michael Jordan example is a great example, yet a bit outdated, because in this day and age with NIL, in this day and age with all of the exposure that the players get to, although he's collegiate, the exposure that he gets to the NFL, the training, it seems as though a guy like Caleb Williams, that they say is a can't miss prospect, while technically not a pro, while technically didn't earn the right to ask for that on the professional level, sort of has already, because he's a sort of pseudo pro.
He earned the right to ask for it. I don't know that he's earned the right to receive it. Is the question, right? I mean, and then the other thing too is take all of that out of it, but say somebody offers him that. Say the Cleveland Browns offer Caleb Williams a minority ownership in the Cleveland Browns, and he played for the Cleveland Browns. Now, what if he's ready to be traded? What if he's not performing? Now you have a conflict of interest where you cannot ship him because he owns part of the team. Or you do ship him, and then every time he plays the Browns, he lets them win because why? He's protecting his investment. It's a conflict of interest that you can't really
fantastic. I like that you
present.
Very fair.
I just I think personally, I think Caleb is a good quarterback. I don't think he's a generational talent by any stretch. It's not like he's one of the best quarterbacks to ever come out and do whatever. He's a good quarterback. So I feel like he's kind of crazy for doing it, but the NFL could not open his Pandora's box with a rookie. I mean, they.
Wait. I'm interrupting. I'm gonna challenge you and get back to you. All I'm gonna say is this: prior to Saturday night, he was a shoe-in, back-to-back Heisman Trophy winner, and the last person that did that was the only person that does it, Archie Griffin. So, I mean, that's considered generational. Big Flo.
Do you feel like he's the best quarterback?
How great was Archie Griffin as a pro football player?
I know, but I'm saying we're talking about.
I'm just saying. Do you feel like Caleb Williams?
I mean,
and this is an honest question. Do you feel like Caleb Williams is like the best quarterback to come out in like 10 years?
I don't like it. No, I don't.
No,
but I think
it's not like this dude is like Wimby.
I'm in the minority there.
Huh?
I'm in the minority there. You and I are in the minority. Most people think he is a generational talent.
My point is, he's not like. I'm just using LeBron or Wimby or one of these dudes, or even like Andrew Luck when he came out, where people just think, oh my God, and Andrew Luck didn't really turn out. But like Peyton Manning, one of these type of guys, he's good. I think he's good, and I think he's, regardless of what happened to him, he's still worthy of conversation for the first pick. But to be coming out making this kind of demand, like this is something you would give to like Mahomes, right? Second contract, a guy that's proven. NFL has already come back and did these slotted deals, and people start getting paid on their second contract to get away all these busts. And there's more NFL bust quarterbacks than anything else. So to think you're going to come out here and demand ownership of the thing, what a slope that would create. Because we all know it's a copycat league. The NFL owners they won't have enough team to give away with all the people coming here to demand it.
Yeah. You know what would be
man, go sit down someplace.
But you know, it would be interesting, right? If Mahomes. So my question, and Bob as a former agent and understanding the legality of it, if Mahomes was offered a minority ownership stake in the organization, and then they decided to pay him a $1 salary and open up a ton of cap space to bring in a ton of talent around him, would they be able to do that?
That would be genius.
I don't know. What's that? Paragraph 5 is the whole compensation paragraph when you're talking about a player contract. And paragraph 5 is these, like, there's lines where you're writing out the payout, you're writing out what happens if there's an injury, paid, what your payout is under certain circumstances. And paragraph 5 has survived a whole bunch of collective bargaining agreement negotiation processes. Paragraph 5 does not allow for anything that creative. I think that it would be so unique that's why we're having this conversation. The honest question, ETP, is I have no idea, because here's where. So I'll present this and then we'll move on. But the union is the body that regulates the agents, right? And the union, in my humble opinion, is so weak compared to the league that anything that has been outside that you consider innovative, that you consider creative, right? Because the union has been so weak compared to the league, agents haven't been able to be that creative. They're regulated by the union. That's who guides them. And so I've said forever, it's one of the reasons why you have to add the word former to agent to me. It just got to the point where I didn't want to be a part of it. It just seemed as though it's the blind leading the blind. The weakest union of all major sports is regulating these agents and telling them what they can and cannot do. And so your power it's non-existent. I think it's a great idea. I think when people started thinking about getting paid in cryptocurrency was the first time that paragraph 5 on a contract was ever really challenged, because they didn't provide for any opportunities outside of normal traditional compensation. So the long answer that I just gave is supplanted by this short answer. I don't know, to be honest with you, ETP. But I like that the Caleb Williams camp is coming up with these creative concepts. Your challenge with saying the conflict of interest, if you had some form of ownership that was something that you could move, that you could sell in the open market, even sell back to the team, and it had a value to it, I think that would be the way around any potential conflict. We're getting closer to that, man. I don't think a rookie deal is going to be the one that we see get it done. You said Mahomes would have been the perfect example of it. They essentially gave ownership of the team, $100 million, whatever it was at the time, unforeseen at the time, was its own compensation version of pseudo ownership. But I think it's a great concept. We'll see if anyone is able to pull it off. But Caleb Williams, show me your nails now, bitch.
That's trash. That's so trash.
Try to put his nails.
You're so sorry. You probably didn't even start on your high school team, but you just feel like you come talk to me all the time.
And it's just so inappropriate, man. But Caleb Williams tried to dig his nails into the fabric of what this traditional compensation structure is. And shout out to him, man. I'm surprised that y'all not vibing with him, man. I thought y'all was gonna go team light skin and ride out. Big Flo, you done changed since you came back with your little tan, man. I should have known you wasn't gonna ride with him. ETP. You're supposed to ride with your light-skinned brethren, man. You're
supposed to be more reckless.
Hey, I complimented him for his business innovation, but I don't think it'll not gonna
be able to do. While we're sticking with this college thing, man, there's another story in college football this week that has me baffled a bit, and it is also another indication of being at the intersection. And this intersection is I heard this thing one time when somebody said, "If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying." And I laughed at it. And I've said it several times when I'm, trying to cheat in spades, or if I try to put an extra dollar or two, $100 bill, $500 bill from the previous game of Monopoly, so I never broke. I laugh at that concept, like, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. But these are just meaningless situations, meaningless games in which I do it. My man Jim Harbaugh has told me hold my beer. Hold my beer. Because in the second iteration of an investigation in this season, this man is straight up living by the idea that if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
He trying.
That man trying, Jack. And so when we first brought this up, Big Flo, I don't want to steal your thunder. You made a correlation. Now, I want you to just, if you could, share that with the Ball Hawk Sports Talk community today. You made a correlation about the success and the timing of this allegation, still just an allegation, but an investigation has ensued. Share that with us, man. You put something out.
I had to put some thought to it because, I got my little chats and stuff. People come and bring it up. And I had to go back and say, listen, okay, let's look at a pattern of behavior. Circumstantial evidence is never enough, but it's damning. A couple of years ago, Northwestern and Michigan, since Harbaugh had been there prior to the 2021 season, they had the same amount of wins, right? I love my Northwestern Wildcats, you understand it, but Harbaugh gets paid a lot of money. He gets the number one recruits in the nations. He does a lot. So by the standard that they thought when they brought Harbaugh in, he wasn't doing well.
Right.
He was on the hot seat. They actually made him take a pay cut, all right? That's how much they were talking about firing him. All of a sudden, hottest team in the 10. Can't be beat. Smashing people, doing whatever. Big fan of JJ McCarthy, but they were doing it with McNamara. They were coming in, they were winning. Harbaugh's still trying to get out of there, right? He's trying to interview for pro jobs all the time. He's doing what he's got to go do. Desperate man, desperate measures. Then you start looking at his post game. He gets dismantled by Georgia. He gets beat by TCU, which nobody thought would. TCU turned out to be who we thought they were in the championship. But very surprised that Michigan got beat by them, whatever. You start wondering, maybe this dude's cheating. They had a guy, Coach Gaddis, who was a really hot offensive coordinator. He goes down to Miami. They ready to fire him by midweek. They unprecedented. They hired a new offensive coordinator without. Have you ever heard of a dude getting hiring a coach at a position and you haven't fired the other coach yet?
Never.
First in time ever. That's how much they didn't like what he was doing there. They went and hired another guy. Rumors he was going there. McNamara goes to Iowa. This is a guy who won a Big Ten championship as a quarterback. Not really doing well there. I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire. He's got. Well, they say you got to have opportunity, motivation, opportunity, whatever. I don't know. I'm gonna get that wrong with the crime, but at the end of the day, the guy that they hired was an ex-military. I'm putting a little hot sauce. I think he was a military intelligence guy. Under the guise of being a recruiting coordinator, they're saying he was going to the games and studying the films and doing different things there. But can you explain? Michigan has always had great talent, and they've had this coach, and suddenly they went from the biggest underachievers in the Big Ten for the talent that they have to perennial power. Product is rolling. Every year, Harbaugh trying to get up out of it. He's trying to leave the scene of the crime.
So for those who don't know what we're talking about, Jim Harbaugh is now under this current investigation for sending this former military man wearing the title of recruiting something to games of opponents. And that person being at the game can use binoculars, steal signs, helps prepare for the upcoming games. Now, that is illegal. NCAA
Since 1994, it's been illegal.
It's illegal. You can try to steal signs from the videos, and like, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. But there are levels to this. That level of cheating has been deemed too far. And so that's why he's under investigation. And look, everyone is comparing it to Belichick, and we know the whole NFL cheats. But to record somebody's walkthrough is a different level of cheating. This would be in the same ilk of that, meaning that you've gone too far if Jim Harbaugh is found guilty of this. Well, not guilty. I don't want to make it sound like it's he's on trial. But there is an investigation. There will be an outcome, and we shall see. But Harbaugh has not 9 lives. He's got 99 lives. Because it seems as though every year at Michigan, there's either a speculation of a violation of some sort, an investigation of a violation of some sort, or flat out, you caught me red-handed, and yet this man is still driving the car of a premier Big Ten program, national powerhouse football program. The man's got 9 lives, man, 99 lives.
But what's the status of the recruiting piece? Because that was still under investigation, also, right?
It was under investigation, but they had the self-imposed 3-game or 4. What was 3 games? That was self-imposed. The NCAA has not decided what they're going to, if they will add any.
So he's got a pending case essentially, and now new charges.
Yes. So I bet this had probably come up from that investigation. They start asking people stuff under oath, and they start saying, "All right, well, look, we got this dude over there,
right?
Him, the dude in fatigues with eye black,
special ops,
the dude who got it. Only time you can wear blackface when you come there, you're special out, blending in. He's at the game in the stands with a high definition camera and binoculars and a walkie-talkie.
Straight up,
every Big Ten game, somebody got a picture because the internet is undefeated.
Oh,
Once we find out what he looks like, there's going to be people all over the Big Ten that are going to be showing you pictures of this dude that they saw
at the games.
I give it a week. At the concession stand, they see he got mustard on his hot dog. You can tell he's from Chicago. Like, they're gonna be like, they're gonna be on it.
Anybody that sells hot dogs, you can catch him. He gonna go buy that house.
And Harbaugh, and this is my favorite. Harbaugh, if he's claiming, look, I tell everybody we do this the right way, as if somehow somebody goes out, unbeknownst to you, and steals all this stuff and gives all the knowledge comes back. And no one tells you how they did. They're just trying to overachieve for the boss man on a budget. On a budget that they just on his own dime. He went to all the Big Ten games, dressed up in the Big Ten. He probably got. You go into his closet. He probably has Michigan State outfits. He got Wisconsin outfits, Ohio State. All in his closet. He looked like Coach 30 out there.
Right.
All the different costumes.
Look, man, I
blending in
just like a leprechaun and everything.
My nephew's on the team. I'm recording. His dad can't make it. My nephew on the team.
We shall see the outcome. Harbaugh, man, come on, bro. If you're gonna cheat, don't get caught. I know they say if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, but you ain't supposed to get caught cheating, dog. Ain't nobody caught me with that Monopoly money in my pocket. When I renege in spades, you better believe I sell it, baby. I'm gonna make sure those two. I'm gonna separate that book so well that you ain't gonna remember it. You're just not gonna do it. You gotta be good at cheating if you're gonna cheat. Yourself. We at the I know I told him myself. Damn it. We at the intersection.
He can be my partner, but I can't play against him.
Can't play against him. Don't play against me. I'm cheating, baby. Because you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. We are at the intersection of competing and cheating. Harbaugh, you comfortably at the intersection, my brother. Good luck to you in yet another investigation. And when I say good luck, I don't mean it at all. Man walk around in them little tight doggone khaki pants. He's annoying, but they are playing well. I got to give it to them. They are playing well. And
cheating.
They cheating well, I should say. And but that topic brings me to the top 25. Let's look at what the top 25 matchups are for this week. And as we do every week, because baby, we getting there now, baby. I think we only down to like maybe there's less than 10 undefeated teams down in college football. Don't quote me on the number, but there's less than 10. And so in this week, 2 of them are playing each other. So there will be 1 fewer undefeated team on the list of undefeated teams. Let's go top 25, man. You know how we do it. This is the Ball Hog Sports Talk. You cannot be at the intersection here. You have to, all the 3 of us, you have to pick a team that you are going to predict to win. We'll start with the number 3, the game of the week. The big noon game is number 3, Ohio State versus number 7, Penn State. It's a whiteout, baby. It's Happy Valley. Can Penn State get the monkey off their back and finally take a full stride into being the best team in the Big Ten? I'm going to start with you on this one, ETP. Who you got? Number 3, Ohio State versus number 7, Penn State.
Just because I don't really like the coach getting all emotional and sensitive about things, I'm going to have to go with Penn State to mop Ohio State.
You got Penn
State. Is it Ryan Day?
Ron Day.
Yeah, Ryan Day. Yeah, Ryan
when
Day.
He was like about to cry because Lou Holtz said some football stuff.
Yeah, because the analyst was an analyst, right? Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Anyway. There's a lot of sensitivity right
Holtz
now,
dug
man.
deep though. He said the team Ryan Day's coach, whatever. Ryan Day's coach, Ohio State is soft. Ooh,
Soft.
that's personal, though.
Soft. No, he said that the teams that he has coached have been soft. But at the same time, that's what analysts say, man. He didn't say Ryan Day was soft. He didn't say, look, man, Ryan Day gets smacked up and get his lunch money
you
took.
Coach a soft brand, a moist brand of football. That's what he told him. That's insulting as shit. I mean, that has to be addressed.
I don't think that has to be addressed.
But I hate Ohio State.
Look, man, freaking CeeDee Lamb calling out Steve Smith. You got Micah Parsons calling out. Who did he call out? He called out. I don't know if it was. He called out basically all the media for talking about the Cowboys. Gentlemen, they are analysts. Their job is to analyze. And sometimes what they provide in the way of analysis might not be favorable to you or your team. Go prove them wrong. I just don't get it, man. A lot of sensitivity. Ryan Day, that was sensitive. I got you on that one, ETP. Now, Mr. Big Ten himself. Gotta go with you, Big Flow Show. I know you would hope for both of these teams to lose, but it don't work that way. We got number 3 Ohio State versus number 7 Penn State. Who you going with, Big Flo?
I've never liked Ohio State. Always got on my nerves. Ohio State fans get on my nerves. Yes, I'm talking to you. Penn State really pissed me off. We played Penn State. They took a knee and threw a touchdown pass to cover. So I hate their guts. But I kind of feel like they're going to win. I don't know why. I kind of feel like they will. I feel like Ohio State's kind of fraud this year. It's not that good, man. If they can cover your boy, I don't think their quarterback is all that. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and say Penn State by 3.
You're going Penn State by 3. I'm going to be the outcast here. I think that the whiteout situation would have been better to be a night game, right? High noon, I think, gives Ohio State a little bit of an advantage because although they're playing away, or are they not? No, wait a minute. They're not playing away.
Can't do a whiteout.
Oh, never mind. Sorry. I'm sorry. That was all wrong. I definitely going with Ohio State now. They're playing in the horseshoe. I'm going to Ohio State. I totally messed that up, though. I thought that was a whiteout. It's not.
I said you can't do a whiteout at somebody else's house.
It's somebody else's house. The reason I said whiteout is because what's the man name? That's gonna drive me crazy. The played for the Chicago Bears, a comedian, big dude.
Spice Adams.
Spice Adams just posted something with him going back to Happy Valley and run up the stairs. It was funny, so I just assumed that it was at Happy Valley. I'm gonna cut that, rewind, edit it. It's going to be played at the horseshoe, so I'm definitely going to Ohio State. I think Ohio State wins it. Penn State is just little brother to Ohio State. Some teams just don't, for some reason, man, they don't play well against other teams. And Penn State doesn't play well against Ohio State. I would love to see Coach Franklin do it, but I'm going Ohio State to win now. Then you got Florida State is hosting Duke. Florida State, number 4, still undefeated. They're hosting number 16 team Duke, only got 1 blemish on their record to Notre Dame. But Duke has played great. I don't think the quarterback is back yet. He had a high ankle sprain. It is going to be in Tallahassee. Who you got? Florida State versus number 16. Number 4, Florida State versus number 16, Duke. I'll start with you on this one, Big Flow Show. Who you got?
I'm so impressed with the defense that they have at Duke. Their defensive line is a bunch of gangsters that come off the ball. The quarterback situation, I have not seen the replacement quarterback and what he's done and who they've played since he got hurt to Notre Dame. I don't know if they had a bye or what's going on. So it's hard to do it, but I refuse to go for Florida State. So I'm going to go for Duke all the way, baby.
Duke. Pig and Duke. ETP, who you got? You got Florida State hosting Duke, number 4. Florida State hosting number 16, Duke. It is an ABC 7:30 p.m. primetime game. Although most people won't be watching it because they'll be watching prime time's game. Who you got in that matchup?
So until further notice, I'm not convinced. Duke is a basketball school. This is not a basketball game. Florida State by 6.
I like that pick. I got to go with Florida State too, man. They're hot. They got some amazing receivers. That catch that the one receiver made last week, one hand. I mean, that dude is special. The Michigan State transfer. Florida State just got some weapons.
Ooh, zero. Yeah, he's nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm bad with numbers, but the Michigan State transfer. But he's just 6'5" and can get the radius and catch radius is crazy. So I'm going Florida State. But I wouldn't be surprised if Duke is able to pull off that upset. While they are a basketball school, ETP, I do agree that defense is amazing. That defensive line, one of the kids is a Jersey kid. Roman Oben, his son, big Roman Oben's son plays for them. I think it'll be much more competitive than Duke, Florida State in the past, but I think Florida State wins it. All right, you got number 11, Alabama. Will be hosting number 17, Tennessee. Tennessee had all of this momentum going into the season. If they want to get back on track, this is their chance to do it. It's a 3:30 p.m. CBS game. Who you got? Alabama hosting Tennessee. I'll start with you on this one, ETP. Who you picking, Alabama or the Volunteers?
Bama. They can't be that bad yet.
Big Flow Show. Who you got?
I haven't watched a lot of either of them this year, but Bama, like I said, Bama just not gonna be just trash. They're not gonna just keep losing games. Bama
can't do it, right?
I just can't do it.
Yeah, I gotta go with Bama on this one too, for the very reason that I don't think you can drop that fast, that quick. But also, man,
Clemson.
You say again?
Ask Clemson.
That's Clemson. But also, I do think that their quarterback is finally making plays, and they've decided on a quarterback. And so I'm going to go with Alabama on that one. The other ones that we have, I think it's two more. We've got number 14, Utah, has to go down to that place called USC. They play in the Coliseum, and USC is going to be looking to bounce back. Caleb Williams is going to be looking to disprove that Notre Dame student who said, "Show me your nails now, bitch." He's going to be out to prove something. If he's got any chance whatsoever to be back in the Heisman talks, it's got to happen now against the number 14 Utah. So I'll start with you on this one. Who did I start with last time? Big Flow Show. Who you got? Utah at USC.
I'll say you don't like to get a team after they had a big loss like that where they're going to regroup and rally the troops and do whatever. But I'm going to tell you, Utah is the most underrated team in the country every year, in my opinion. They're always a really good team and never get any respect. As much as I would love to see Caleb go lose again, I do think that he's going to have to bounce back because he got so much money on the line. He probably he probably forgot to get his nails done when he played against Notre Dame. Did you check his nails? Did they show anything?
They didn't show the nails.
He's superstitious. He probably messed around and didn't go to the salon in time. South Bend lacks some of the amenities that other places have, but I'm gonna say USC bounces back and wins this game.
USC wins it. ETP, who you got? Utah has to go to the Coliseum and play USC. Who wins?
They're gonna roll up there in their NIL trucks, and Utah is gonna give USC their second consecutive loss.
I'll take it. I like that. I forgot they got the trucks. I will say I think Caleb Williams bounced back. I hope he doesn't, but I really don't. The hater in me. Let me be clear. Let me look right here in this camera right here. The hater in me.
Which camera are we using today?
The hater in me hopes that they lose again. I hope he throws 3 more interceptions. I hope he goes from now probably about 4th or 5th on the Heisman watch list now after the loss to Notre Dame. I hope he goes from 5th to 50th. All right, so let me be clear. That's what I hope. But the analyst in me thinks that he bounces back and USC wins that game. So we shall see. While it's not a top 25 matchup, I just wanted to say, because I think LSU did a great job. They're playing Army this week. LSU, if you haven't gotten a chance to see it, Google it. But they camouflage their touchdown, their end zones. So I think it was a good showing of respect to the Army. So shout out to LSU. Wanted to make sure I got that in there. LSU's quarterback is balling right now. So wanted to make sure I gave them a shout out because I think we have to pay more respect to our military and armed services. So shout out to LSU for doing that. And in terms of top 25 matchups, that is it, actually, in terms of 2 top 25 teams. So that is our prediction aspect of the show. Let us know what you think. We gave you the top 25 matchups, who's playing whom. Let us know, will you be watching Coach Prime? Because there are other slots. That USC-Utah game is prime time, right? We've got these prime time games. Let us know who you're going to watch. Who will you be watching? What game will you be watching this weekend? NCAA football. All right. We down to a few minutes, man, so let's sprint through it. The first thing I wanted to make sure I brought up is that they added some sports to the Olympics. We know in 2024, we got sports like breaking and all these other things being added. Now they added some additional sports for the 2028 Olympics, and the 2028 Olympics will include flag football. I like the flag football we added because that is American as American pie, football itself. I then asked you two who you think should be on those teams. Should it be like the dream team situation where the pros play, or should it be the pre-dream team situation where it's collegiate players? And so let's set this up because I think y'all disagree. Have at it, gentlemen. Who should be the roster for our 2028 flag football team for these Americas?
I will let the bearded gentleman go first.
So
I was going to say the light-skinned gentleman. Go ahead.
Before we got on here, I was thinking college would be the right thing to do because there's just too much advantage for the pro athletes. Because how many professional football players are there that are not American citizens? I'm sure without doing the math, it's a very small pool. But now that I think about it, I even want to go away from the college side. Although for college athletes, I think it would be great to expand their earning potential from an NIL standpoint. It gives them a global platform. It opens up the market for them. It helps to forward the expansion of football globally. And it's not as much of a slaughterhouse as it would be if there were pro athletes. The alternative would be to get retired athletes. Like, I'd love to see Terrell Owens in a flag football.
Bro, that's what you doing, bro. You gonna start with Terrell Owens. I'm your man. I can't be the first person you throw out, bro. I'm offended, bro. I can't.
Are we doing
are they
doing like a 3
trials.
Mississippi pass rush? Because I could come in there on a 3 Mississippi
I
pass
can't be the
rush.
first person, even if it was just ceremonial. Just throw my name out there, dog. I want an Olympic
I
gold
want to
medal.
try out or something. I don't really. Are you done with your argument?
No. I was saying, look at Tom. Tom thinks the three of us could be.
That's because Tom knows what he's
Thank
saying.
you,
Tom
Tom.
is a very important person.
Thank you, Tom.
Tom understands. Very highly.
I didn't know we had such expertise viewing
Man, you know,
the show.
Tom, I only bring the best to the show to watch the show.
Big Flo. So you don't. I like that.
You know, I don't. I'm gonna protest right now. So everybody, you guys don't know what goes in the show. We get on this thing, the crack of dawn, we start having arguments and talk. And I didn't want to give too much of my argument away because I knew ETP would punk out and realize I was right. And so I should have let him go first. This is not the argument that this man had earlier. He had all the different argument.
I will argue.
I'm talking right now.
That's my
I have
opening
the
statement.
I have the conch. And so all of a sudden now, this man gonna change his whole argument from what we had before. So I'm gonna dominate.
I said
the
college
other
athletes.
This is a jerk. So look, I thought the pros was interesting. I didn't know they were gonna do it, but he's gonna change it. So he almost 8 Mile me because I was all ready for it, and he just switched it. The funny part is he switched it to kind of what my solution was going to be that I tried to hold back. So I will say he didn't know that. So the pro athletes would be kind of cool to get the guys who are like in the prime of their careers who, you know, don't really need the mini camp. The college athletes I think would be tough because, you know, historically, before the Dream Team came along, you had basketball players, and you had to line up to the year that you came out of college, and it was that summer between the NBA and did whatever. When NBA is just you're missing summer league, so it really wasn't that big of a deal. You could go win yourself an Olympic gold and come back. The problem with football, and I think we talked about this with baseball and whatever, is timing. Like that's a very important time when we have the Olympics for college football. So if you're trying to be you're probably going to be a starter on your team if they had you. But what college team is going to want to give up and let their players go out there and go do this when you're trying to prep for a season, win a national championship or a conference championship? And if you're a guy trying to go to the NFL, why do something that you could potentially get yourself hurt that's kind of meaningless and so to speak? And the NBA, they already got drafted. They already got their money. By the time you got to the Olympic team, the draft had already happened, right? You'd already been around. You already knew what you were going to do. It wasn't frowned upon and whatever. So I actually was thinking exactly what Ellis switched over to try not to get defeated in this debate is I thought recent guys who had just hung up the cleats, kind of like reminded me of that the basketball tournament that they do, that they do on. Yeah, where it's like you got guys who are like either overseas guys or freshly out guys that still have a little some, but maybe they can't play in the NBA. I was thinking we have enough guys in that realm that like I just finished playing my college ball. I didn't make it to the NFL. I gave up. Maybe it's 2 or 3 years out. I gave up. Still better than anybody from Bangladesh or wherever who's going to be trying to come out with a team out there. And that's who you should go with. But it's interesting. You either got to get the guys, again, make it a dream team and go out there and dominate. And all the NFL saying, we're going to risk our kind of put out all of our collective, whatever you want to call assets to risk at the same time, but they can just go dominate everybody or not. But the college athletes, I just didn't think it would work out that way. And I obviously convinced Ellis in the green room because he switched it.
Yeah, I'd have to say, man, let me look at this. I'd have to say I agree with both of you, although I don't know how we got to this weird path where the arguments converged, but I think it's a great argument. And I'll say this, man, I can't.
Can you back me up to Ellis backpedal? He switches his whole argument.
Hold on. We both came with an argument that wasn't what we were talking about. But that being said, if I'm a 19-year-old NFL prospect that plays college football, if I'm an agent for that person, if I'm a marketing consultant, I'm telling them you better go play in the Olympics in flag football so that we can have people in Amsterdam wearing your jersey.
Yo, I would just love to see this hypothetical person that you just threw out, Big Flow Show. Like I'm visualizing it and now I can't unsee it. This person in Bangladesh trying to run a 9 route or a curl, bro, and never have played football again, man. I can't wait you have now made me so excited to watch flag football in the Olympics.
It'll be
these countries that have never done it. And everybody wants to go to the Olympics. Everyone wants to be in the Olympic Village. Everyone wants at least the opportunity to represent their country. So there's going to be these countries that have never done it before, running the 9 route, running a slant. I cannot wait to see this, man. This is brilliant. Whoever came up with this, brilliant. This is great. I love it.
Can you imagine though, somebody sees somebody trying to cover Cheetah who's never
covered before.
Never played before?
Oh my God!
But you know that there's also a danger level too, because these dudes might just run up and tap. Like
right,
just
they
the
don't
rules.
understand flag. Maybe we don't hit like what you watched in London. That we don't. Like, this is the flag part. You got to pull the flag.
I know. I love to see my son out there somehow. We go to Haiti. Haiti, if y'all try to pull a team together, talk to me.
Straight up, dual citizenship. Let's rock, baby.
Let's get something out.
This gonna be fun, man.
Again, if you got 3 Mississippi rule on the pass rush, I got 3 snaps left in me, but then I'll probably pull a hamstring.
If you win, I think I'm representing myself. I'm wearing my medal to the barbershop if I won the flag football gold medal in the Olympics.
Sure.
I don't know if I'm doing that if I won, because in 2024 they're adding breakdancing. Do you wear your medal around?
Breakdancing for sure. I'm the best breakdancer in the world. Come on.
Best anything in the world.
You like that's one of the ones like you're the best breakdancer that was there, right? I might not be the best breakdancer in the world.
How do
Who's
you
the
how
judges,
how you
though?
put an asterisk when it's the global competition?
Who's the judges?
Like,
of
oh, this
breakdancing, though?
dude was sick for the Olympics.
The hell with your
he
opinion.
didn't
Where do you get the
eligible.
judges for the breakdancing, though?
It's got to be like American Idol type. I don't know, man.
Yeah, who's
That
the expert
is the
right now? Who can
definition
tell
where-
yourself? Boogaloo
Look.
Shrimp is probably dead, right? From breaking. Boogaloo Shrimp, he got to be dead by now. So who can say
I
that
think he
there's
just
an
died.
expert in breakdancing?
I don't know, but this is the fact
Is that
that
Winter
breaking,
Olympics or Summer Olympics?
Summer Olympics
Breakdancing. Is that a
coming
summer
up.
sport?
It's in the 2024, so we're not far away
Is
from
this
it.
on cardboard or are we inside? I mean, we got to figure out what are the rules here.
I don't
Like,
know.
what's
I don't
the
know.
simplest?
I don't know. And here's my challenge. Musically, what are we playing here? Like you got the entire globe. Like what do some people breakdance to? And I'll say this, man, because it's just
Is
interesting.
it like freestyle
On this show-
to the same beat?
The title is called At the Intersection. Breakdancing is at the intersection officially now of sports, business, and entertainment. Shout out to breakdancing. This is the revolution.
Is the stadium the corner? Like, do you have it like on the corner, or do we gonna be like in the like? You know what I'm saying? It can't be too sterile of an
Oh, I
environment.
like Tom. Tom,
Yeah.
you my guy. I would pay to watch Big Flo show. Coach the breakdancing. You should coach the Haiti breakdancing. If you want to go all Haiti, you should submit your resume right now to coach the breakdance team of Haiti. You should do this, my brother.
Yeah, I might be able to put a soundtrack together for you, but after that, we can. It's got tough. I might be able to judge the cardboard, make sure it's just the right size, all that kind of stuff. I'm more of an operations guy. I don't know if I'm a coach.
This is the definition that everybody gets a trophy, fellas. We have gotten to the point where I love breakdancing, but I'm not certain I want to see it in the Olympics. But hell, they added it. I'm watching it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Other topics, man, because in addition to breakdancing, and I do think that the flag football is going to be men and women, because women flag football is taking off. So I do think flag football is men and women in the 2028 Olympics. I got to look a little deeper into that. But I use that as my transition to get to, we're at the intersection of sport where all of these amazing, high-profile, highly coveted sports are on TV and we're watching them live. The surprise of maybe the last several weeks has been the WNBA. We had a final with the Las Vegas Aces and the New York Liberty. ETP is now officially our resident expert after suggesting they do something else and making everybody come after us. He came around, did a full 180 about face, and not only did he support by watching on TV, this brother went to a game. Well, we had the finale. Oh, you ain't
I didn't go to a game, dog. I didn't go to
You
a
went to
game. I went to
finals. My bad.
games.
My bad.
I went to the
The
finals.
funniest part about it is Ellis is the most critical of the WNBA out of
Three of
us,
us,
but he
right?
has all the facts. He's got memorabilia. I think, did somebody throw you their drawers after the game? Did you get somebody?
One of the players.
It's so critical.
Yo, so
I'm a mascot on the low. You don't know.
On the
low. He doesn't want us to realize it. Dude,
but we had a
surprise
very and we can set this debate up. I said it was a good game because it was competitive, but the truth of the matter is it came down to the final shot. The New York Liberty had a chance to win the game, and instead I don't even remember who the guard was. She shot an air ball.
Was she D'd up real nice?
No. It was no. Stewie got the ball. The pass it out of a double team. It was a great. The ball movement was great. Went to the short corner to a guard, and we talking like 15 feet. It wasn't a deep three. It's 15 feet, and it was an air ball. And all of the passion that I had in that moment, like, yeah, it kind of went out the window with a 15-foot air ball.
Was
So
it over, or did it go over from one side to the
went
other? Or
over.
did it go short?
Went over. It wasn't short. It went over.
They say never leave a putt short. So is that better, air ball over?
Maybe. It's still an air ball to lose the game.
No backboard or nothing? No backboard?
Nothing. It didn't touch nothing. It was whiff.
I'm trying for you, Stewie.
Yeah, it was. No, Stewie didn't shoot the air ball. Stewie was I would have preferred either Ionescu or Stewie to take over in that moment, but they made the right basketball play. The guard that shot the air ball.
She used offhand, or was it offhand?
She was just off. Period. Way off.
I hope it
And
wasn't a floater.
It was anticlimactic because I thought up to that point the WNBA. You look at the fanfare. If you watched it on TV, there were celebrities galore at the game.
Galore.
And there were tons of celebrities. And I thought it was very competitive up to that moment. And while it was an anticlimactic moment, I think that the momentum that the WNBA has seized over the last several months is here to stay. What do you guys think? Because a lot of people did tune in to this WNBA finals. And this season, I think, was the breakthrough season where they finally have embraced their role and they are sitting at the table when it comes to being at the intersection of sports, business, and entertainment. What say you guys? I'll start with you on this with ETP because I think you're very opinionated. I can see you. I can see it in your face. You got the finals towel, so you've earned the right to start this debate off. What say you?
Look, I think that they are setting the stage up for Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark to come into the WNBA and really, hopefully, take the league to the next level. I mean, they configured the two teams. The Aces were perennial favorites. They're stacked. They didn't even have Candace Parker, who was injured, so they were super deep. Coming on, repeat champions.
I forgot.
New York Liberty have a current MVP, a former MVP, one of the top prospects ever in the history of the league, and Sabrina Ionescu. So they created these power team, super teams to help elevate the visibility of the game, and it delivered to an extent. And now we'll see if the next generation comes and elevates it further. So it's an interesting time. It's exciting. We'll see what they can pull off. And they're expanding. They're going to Oakland, and I think it's another city, but Oakland for sure.
Oakland for sure. And I'll say this to your point, talking about Caitlin, to see her play in a freaking stadium. Iowa took a page out of the Nebraska volleyball playbook and set up this. I don't know if it was Hawkeye Madness, the Midnight Madness, or whatever it was, but they set up a situation where they put a basketball court in the football stadium, and I'll mess up the numbers, but over 50,000 people are watching them play basketball, and the picture of it looks surreal. I think that by doing that, and I don't know how intentional it is, I think it's more global. I'm sure that NCAA basketball is not working hand in hand with the WNBA, but I think more globally, what we're trying to do for women's basketball, I think that these young women are ready for prime time, right? And look, Angel Reese in the same week is the first athlete to be signed by this new Reebok basketball venture by Shaq and Allen Iverson. So she's the first before any of the primetime, NCAA college basketball names, all one and done guys, right? You could have picked any of them. No, it's the Barbie. It's Reese. And so I think that they are pumping all of the right resources into basketball, and I think it's ripe. It is very ripe to take off. Big Flow Show, what say you, man? We got the final that we had asked for. The Aces now become the first team since a long time, 2001 or so, to repeat in the WNBA. What say you, man?
Well, before I get a chance to not take a shot at somebody, though, they're wrong because they talk about how Caitlin Clark had more points than Iowa has put up ever in that stadium in the last couple seasons that she had at the game, and I thought that's disrespectful. So
you're gonna kick a man while he's down.
I want to just bring it up. It is wrong that they said that, but it's true.
But anyway, it up. She lighting it up.
I don't know. I watched the game by accident. It was nothing on. I was looking around. I picked it up and I started. It's like one of those things. Like, oh my god, why are so many people here? Oh, this is the finals. I didn't realize what I was watching because I don't follow it that much. I thought it was good basketball. When I was watching it, I was entertained. I thought it was good basketball. ETP, I can't get mad at his opinion because I feel like he's actually put something into it. Like he goes to the games, he watches it, so he has the right to be critical because it's an educated criticalness. Mine is a little less, but I thought it was good basketball. I missed the air ball luckily because I found I think it was Middle Tennessee State against Nantucket State in football, and that took my attention away. So I think that it was, I don't know. I watched it. I thought it was good. I respect the game. I think it's coming. I do think when we start getting some big name stars, when they kind of leap into college, because we're going to just keep creeping. And I think it's just some stick to itness that the NBA has with just keeping this going, even though it hasn't been making money. I don't know. I think college, I think women's basketball is stepping up.
That's
coming on there.
That's a very politically correct way to describe what they've been doing financially. They haven't just been not making money. They've been losing. They've been in the red.
But there's some stick to itness that's going on, and we're gonna start to bring some of that NIL with it to kind of do it. Maybe they should. You know what they should start doing? They should start having WNBA games every so often, do a tour and play them in college stadiums.
Maybe.
I bet you.
I think that's a great idea. I say this because what's up, Lionel Phillips? What's up, good bro? He says, let's see if guys will buy Angel Reese's sneakers.
That's a little rough. You going a little far, Lionel. I know it's early.
But hey, but the question, which might be rhetorical, I think the question is, I'm sure they're not going to design it for just women. Now, man, these days, man, there ain't no just woman shoe or man shoe. This everything is
I'm not weird though,
universal. Shoe. I think the point that he's trying to make is the same point that I was trying to make in terms of, do you tune in? We can be virtue signalers all we want. We can say the right things about how pay equity is unfair, pay inequity is unfair. We can do all, like when the U.S. women's national team, soccer team, made their case. Every man with a daughter who had a Facebook page, there was just a lot of virtue signaling that people did about, yeah, they right. But the truth of the matter is, follow the dollar. Put your money where your mouth is. Either tune in and watch the games, either buy the sneakers, or the only other option is be a part of the problem. So I think his rhetorical question, in that rhetorical question, says something. Like, are we going to support it? Because Lord knows I done bought some ugly sneakers I went and bought some ugly, I bought Shaq sneakers. Because it was Shaq?
No, you didn't.
All right, I did. Exactly. I almost did.
No, you did not buy no Shaquille O'Neal. They only come in high tops.
I almost did, though. I'm lying about that. I bought some Shaq sneakers.
Y'all hating on the Shaqs.
Some James Hardens that were ugly. I bought some Hardens that were ugly. I did. They were ugly. I bought them because they were Hardens. I did. Adidas. I did that for real. Shaq, I didn't buy that.
That's no excuse because, like, you were a fully grown man by that time.
Yes, but I wanted to support Harden.
But did you get the Big Baller brand? Did you
get
that life?
Not yet. They coming back.
Did you let your son hoop in some Big Baller brand shoes?
No, they made an adjustment. Big Baller brand made an adjustment. It's more like a leisure shoe now, where he's selling slides.
More of a slide.
Slides.
And
like,
you know what?
Slides before, player.
And he had the money. He just told you, just step on the back. I know you're never going to hoop on it, so just step on the back and turn it into a slide.
Look, I hate to make light of the situation, but my man Lonzo Ball is out for the entire season. So everybody who ever contemplated Big Baller brands, looking at them injuries, like, man, I'm so glad I never wore them sneakers, player.
He didn't wear them.
I don't
have a sticker on top of a Jordan.
I think that Lionel's point, will we buy the sneakers? That's a loaded question that also comes with responsibility. If we think that women basketball players, or athletes in general, but in this case, women basketball players deserve the same cachet and respect because they are producing high quality basketball on the court, then we do have to, from a commerce standpoint, put our money where our mouth is. So as long as they have a color that works with my closet and they look
you
nice.
You got every color in your closet, so you know you got excuse already gone.
I'm saying, and they look nice, I'd buy them. I'll trade him for my Hardens.
I'll give you 2 James Hardens for 1 slip. Angel Reese
uh,
flip.
that sets us up for the NBA, man. It's never too early to make a prediction. I know that Drew Holiday wanted to retire a Milwaukee Buck. He made that very clear. Who do you think moves the needle most of that trade? You think Drew Holiday going to? I know we said this before, but before we make our NBA predictions, are all too early, but never too late, or never too early, always too late. Predict whatever they're gonna be. We're gonna make some predictions here. Who's gonna come out this NBA thing? Lakers look terrible without LeBron last night, by the way. Who do you think benefited more? Drew Holiday being in a Celtics uniform, or Dame Time Lillard being in a Bucks uniform? We've got a chance to see it now. What do you think? I'm going to you on first, ETP, for obvious reasons, and I think you can restrain yourself from being a homer on this one and give us an objective opinion. So, what do you think?
I think that, I mean, they're both scary. Like, they're both super scary. I think the Celtics will make more sense immediately, just because I think it's going to take some time for the Bucks to adjust and figure out, hierarchy and how to play together with two, generational talents, scoring machines, very different styles of play. So I think they're going to have to work out some of the kinks, but I think, Drew Holiday, is accustomed to fitting in and adapting to any environment and making an impact. So I think he'll come in. I think they've got a good system. They've got a point guard now. So that's really all that they were
lacking.
How did they afford
the Celtics? I feel like Drew Holiday must have been at the point in his career where he was very liberal in taking what they offered. Because other than that, is he at the point where he just wants to win? Because when I saw Drew Holiday, I'm like, there's no way that the Celtics should be able to afford him. Now, granted, the real payday for Tatum's coming next year, but I just didn't see how the Celtics afforded him. And yes, I'm hating. I'm a Miami Heat fan, so I'm hating. Clearly, I had some objection to Drew Holiday being in Boston. But how did they afford him? Doesn't that seem impossible after they just paid Brown?
No, Drew Holiday wasn't a highly paid player. Like, I don't know how much. Let's see how much he makes.
I thought he was still, from a point guard perspective, still highly coveted. So you'd have to pay him for the market.
Yeah, 30. He's making $35 million this year, so that's a lot.
Tatum, that's more than what I make.
Yeah, slightly.
I was available.
Yeah.
No one
adjusted
called me.
for inflation.
Who do you think gets?
I'll do that job 35 times for $1 million. How about that?
There it is. I'm with you as well on that. Big Flow Show. Who you say, man? You think? Because look, Drew Holiday in a Celtics uniform should scare the entire NBA. Like, he makes them better. And Marcus Smart was a good point guard. He was a spark plug. He was tenacious on defense. He was a willing shooter and understood where to make the pass. But Marcus Smart ain't no damn Drew Holiday when it comes to being a point guard. And Drew Holiday, defensively, he ain't the same as Marcus Smart, but he's a good defender. So I think the whole league should be scared of that Drew Holiday being in a Celtics uniform with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown already there. But it is Dame time, right? Dame time with Giannis. What say you when you look at those two situations?
Drew's been a winner, right? He's come from winning. He's been in programs that's won. Dame just been perennial individual player, and I just feel like the jury's out. When you start to get a guy like that, now you got to put him onto a team. The system is going to try to win a championship. As much as I like to see Dame win, because I like him, seems like a good guy. I like to see it work out. I like Giannis. I just got to see it, man. I don't know. I think sometimes when you pull a guy out of a program that's this perennial sucky program, and you put him in something else, that's the biggest adjustment. I feel like Drew doesn't have the same adjustment. He's going from a winning team to another winning team just where he can be a piece.
Right.
So my gut is gonna say I hate all things Boston except ETP, but I had to say that that's a scarier position at this
Yeah.
juncture
I think I
until
agree
proven
with you.
otherwise.
Because the Celtics have culture. And
Damn, that was
yeah,
hard
I
to
think it
say.
aligns with what Milwaukee
I
did. They
need to wash my
homegrown.
mouth out.
Yeah, they built it. I gotta say that too, man. All right, so it's never too early to make predictions. Who do we have coming out of the East? Who do we have coming out of the West? We're at the intersection. It's the beginning of the year, which is basically flip a coin. We'll be at the end of the year. We're at that intersection, man. So this is the time that we make the all too early, all too late, or whatever we're doing predictions. If you're gonna say a team, just tell me why. Who you got coming out of the East? I'll start with you on this one, Big Flow Show.
I can't do it. Milwaukee. I can't do it. Milwaukee going out of these. It's just gonna take a while to get good. It's gonna be kind of like the Heat, where they started off kind of goofy and they figured it out. So I'm gonna go to Milwaukee.
You go to Milwaukee
in the East, but then I mean, we know what time it is. Lakers in 6. I mean, come on, what are we doing?
I didn't even ask about the West yet. So you're picking the Lakers out of the West.
I thought we said.
All right, I thought you go West too. You picking the Lakers out?
Lakers in 6,
and then Lakers winning the championship
in 6.
It's
In 6.
ETP. We'll do it that way. Who you got coming out East? Who you got coming out of West? Who you got winning it all?
I'm gonna go a rematch of what was that? The 2022 finals.
This man is posting the lake shows. Like you just had that sitting there.
You know, here's the funniest part about this story. I hate to digress. This is actually a Northwestern thing, but they call Lake Show, and I got somebody to give it to me. My wife is like, "What are we doing with this?" I said, "Man, just put it on my desk."
Right.
Last night, she's like, "What? It's been sitting downstairs forever." And I'm like, "Oh hell yeah, this came out! I got my turn."
Oh
Lake
my
Show,
gosh,
baby.
a Lake Show town.
That looks like copyright infringement.
That definitely is, man.
Nobody's suing Northwestern because we're not making any money.
Like, y'all good.
Yeah. Oh,
I think somebody's actually is suing Northwestern right now.
damn, dog, you had to go there.
Who you got,
Let me have my
ETP?
moment. You couldn't let me have my moment.
Out the East, out the West, and who wins it all, ETP?
2022 NBA Finals rematch with a different outcome. I'm going to say Golden State versus Boston Celtics. Celtics in 6.
They can't win without Poole.
Damn, I gotta go with out of the West. I do think that Golden State comes out the West again with CP3 there. And I'm gonna go off the beaten path. Chris Paul finally gonna be healthy, I think. I'm gonna go off the beaten path, man. I think that somehow, I'm not gonna do that. I want to say, do y'all think the Knicks gonna be good this year?
They'll be as good as they were last year.
No, I think the Knicks gonna be all right.
Well, they might be a 3 seed. They could be a 3 seed.
Yeah, I was thinking they might actually be good this year. They kept some young talent, developed it, and I like the pieces they put around them. But I will say I think Boston comes out of the East. I think it's Boston against Golden State. Golden State wins again. Is my prediction. So the never too early, always too late, always too early, never too late. Whatever it is, predictions NBA. For those of you who are still with us, let us know who you got winning the NBA. Who's going to win? We at that intersection, man. We at the beginning of the NBA season. We're at the end of the WNBA season. Let us know who you got coming out of the NBA East, out of the NBA West, who you got winning it all. Go ahead, because we know we like you to participate. Like we ask every week, like, comment, share, tag a friend, tag a phone, tag anybody you know. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel and the podcast. Let's go home with this. MLB is also in its playoffs, so y'all make sure y'all look that up. We're not even going to go home with that. I think we got to go home with the funniest. You got to respect a man who is a man of his word. But sometimes being a man of your word can be costly. Amare, how you say his name?
Amon-Ra
St. Brown of the Detroit Lions, formerly of the USC
Big Flow
Trojans.
fantasy football team.
He's on the Mouth Shot fantasy football team.
No doubt.
We haven't got our Mouth Shot update. We do that next week. We gotta get our update. What you doing? Are you in first place?
In my division.
in your division. All right,
Actually,
we'll
hold
get
on.
it.
I'm not the
Mount
first
Shot
person.
update next week. Let's mark that
I'm
down.
gonna look
Damn,
that
your
up.
fantasy league got divisions.
Watch that, man. I'm big time. I don't do small time stuff.
That's I was gonna say that sound
We do big time
legit.
stuff. You got salary
Sadiddy.
cap,
Oh,
all that.
Sadiddy fantasy football playing
That's how we do things.
division. But I'm Ron St. Brown of the Mouth Shot Fantasy Football Team and also of the Detroit Lions and formerly of the USC Trojans. I guess made a bet. But on his podcast this week, after the Caleb Williams-led USC Trojans got mollywopped in South Bend, Indiana by the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, he was a man of his word. And let's, if we shall, see what that cost him being a man of his word. Man, it could be costly. Oh, man, a grown black man dressed up as a leprechaun. It just ain't right. But I'm Ron St. Brown. You look good in that leprechaun attire, my brother. And as any Notre Dame man will say, let me just go ahead and relay it to you. Go Irish, baby. Go Irish. Look at that, man. That is like, I wish we had the fight song. We should have played the fight song. There's nothing more glorifying than that. Man.
His brother played for Notre Dame, so he probably really going to take some heat for that Thanksgiving time.
Yeah. He's going to, I'm sure, maybe that's who he bet.
He bet that Okwari, whatever the linebacker who probably he knows through his brother. But that's a man of his word. I would never make a bet like that. I like bet push-ups. Stuff that you could just take care of and knock them out.
Right.
But to wear a leprechaun out, he had to go buy it. You know what I mean? He had to pack it. He had to try it on, right, to make sure it fit. There's a lot that goes into it.
There's a lot of pain in that.
A lot of pain that goes into it. After the game, shower.
His pain is our pleasure, man. Go Irish. Thank you for being a man of your word, I'm Ron. Let's go home with this, fellas. We're not going to do a ball hog spotlight moment. Let's go home with this because we talked about being at the intersection. And being at that intersection a lot of times in life, man, we are enjoying the fact that right now, we are enjoying the fact that we are at that intersection of sport. That we get to see all of these sports on TV right now. And that's a good thing. So tune in, especially while your sitcom is no longer on because the actors are on strike. The writers are back. The actors are on strike. I gotta get lost. Who's on first? But that other part of being at the intersection, right? Describe the location between two places, ideas, or concepts. We talked about the tight end dropping the pass. I share with you now that we all remain constantly at the intersection between places, between jobs, between situations, between ideas or concepts, between good times and bad times. And I would encourage everybody from our crew of the Ball Hog Sports Talk, when you're at that intersection, hold on, man. Hold on to the faith. Keep on believing in yourself because your sunshine is coming. So I hope that helps somebody today. And with that, we had the whole crew in the building. We had from the Mid-Coast, the Big Flow Show. We had from the East Coast, Mr. Beantown himself, ETPL's the producer. I am your boy, B. Brown, ESQ, a.k.a. the Ball Hog, a.k.a. the Mouth of the South, a.k.a. Mr. Excessive Celebration, a.k.a. Breezy. This has been our show, the Ball Hog Sports Talk, where sports, business, and entertainment collide. That's right. We're at the intersection of sports, business, and entertainment. We did it the only way we know how, rough, rugged, and raw. Please like, please comment, please share. Tag a friend, tag a foe, tag anybody you know, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel and the podcast. And with that, we is out. Peace.